This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 567.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology. The technology.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have something next weekend. We have WordCamp Kolhapur. Kolhapur? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's in India. It's the 2-day camp, January 11th and 12th. And that's awesome. So WordCamps are kicking off strong in the 2025 new year. So there's that. All right, that's the only upcoming event. Moving on, segment 1 in the news. One thing to talk about here, I got a press release from Taco over at Progress Planner. So apparently the team behind Progress Planner, which is led by the original founders of Yoast, is announcing the launch of Progress Planner Pro. It's a premium version of their popular website maintenance plugin. Pretty cool. They're doing a special pre-release offer. So they're doing it on January 9th. The first 99 buyers can secure their pro version for 99 euros a year. So that's pretty cool. Normally 149. And that is going to be released on the 23rd of this month. So that's cool. Also on the 30th, they're doing a live webinar with Yono and Taco. So check that out. It's over at progressplanner.com. Thanks for the press release there. And is that in the news? Yeah, that's it in the news. Cool. All right, moving right along. Kind of a quick New Year newsy cycle for a moment. Moving along, segment 2, the meat potatoes this week's year. So as this episode drops, the first week of 2025, I thought it might be a good time to reboot, as many people have, quote, resolutions, end quote. I don't really quite do resolutions. I just, keep things going forward as best I can. But it seemed appropriate. That being said, I kind of want to do a reboot, or reset, if you will. And many of you may know I'm a fan of processes and frameworks. I really do like to have that in place. I mean, this podcast is a process that I do every week, a certain checklist, if you will. Again, one of my favorite books, The Checklist Manifesto. So with that being said, and with the help of my friend and the nudge of my friend Tara Clays, she's awesome. Looks like I'm going to try to implement once and for all the 12-week year framework. Okay. So that being said, what is a 12-week year? So for those who are not aware of it, the TLDR, the too long didn't read of the book, is that the book, by the way, is by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. It's that the annual planning is inefficient because it allows for procrastination. So instead, treating every 12 weeks as a year fosters urgency and focus. It helps individuals, you, me, teams, to accomplish more in less time. Okay. The book clearly emphasizes clarity, accountability, execution over traditional goal-setting methods. Okay, so moving forward from today, the day this drops, we are starting this 12-week year. I believe this drops on the 6th of January, yes. So as a way to stay engaged in moving the needles, and I put needles in plural because I'm going to have 2 different focus areas, business and personal. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost figured out exactly what I'm working on for the next 12 weeks, but one of them is for 1 or 2 of the new ideas and services I really want to launch, as well as tracking it. And the other one is more of a personal thing. Maybe, like you'll see in a second here, learn guitar, be able to play guitar. I don't know, or write something. We'll get to that in a second. So I also believe I'm going to give an update every few weeks, maybe monthly, but as a check-in / accountability for myself to you, just to see where am I at? How am I doing? So, okay. With that, how do we apply the 12-week year to your business, and how does it really work? So first and foremost, the first thing you want to think about is you need to think in 12-week cycles. You need to break your goals into shorter 12-week sprints instead of a year-long plan. Now, this forces you to focus on what truly matters and removes the temptation to delay action until later in the year. It's easy to say, I'll do this next quarter, already in Q1, and say, well, this can wait till Q2 or Q3 for that matter. Why not just do it right now? Shorter run, 12-week sprints, okay? The action here is you want to define 1 to 3 primary objectives for your next 12 weeks, okay? So first and foremost, break your goals into 12-week sprints. Define 1 to 3, not more than that, just 1, 2, or 3 primary objectives for the next 12 weeks. After that, you want to create a weekly plan. Translate your 12-week goals into specific, actionable tasks that you'll tackle each week. because these weekly plans act as the bridge between long-term goals and daily execution, right? Now, the action here is to schedule 15 to 30 minutes each week to create your weekly plan ahead of time. Include critical tasks and allocate the time for them specifically, okay? Number 3 here is you want to measure progress weekly, because if you don't, then what's the point here? You need to make sure you're moving forward. So you need to use a system, how to track consistently what you're executing on, the planned tasks, rather than just focusing on the outcomes. So once you have that system, you need to give yourself an execution score equally. So the score, the way the book kind of mentions it, is number of tasks completed divided by the number of tasks planned timed 100%. So the action here is aim for 85% of execution score weekly, okay? And it's not easy. I know. FYI, a little backstory. I read this book years ago, and I think we read it in our book club, the business book club, and with Renee, a good friend Renee. She's the one who got me on Profit First. And I think she, if I'm not mistaken, she still does it. And also I read a review from Carrie Dills many, many years ago about this as well. Anyway, and I know that, everyone has those moments of like, well, it's not working, I'm gonna give up. And that was me. I just never kind of took it seriously for whatever reason. So moving forward. Okay. Number 4 here, focus on lead indicators. Now, tracking the actions, lead indicators, those are track actions are known as lead indicators that directly influence your results, lag indicators. Okay. There's lead indicators and lag indicators. And those are 2 different things. The actions are lead, results are lag, okay? For example, if your goal is to grow website traffic, a lead indicator might be publishing a blog post each week, okay? So that's the example you want to kind of go with. The action is identify 1 to 2 lead indicators for each of your 12-week goals. I'd say maybe even 3 to 4 lead indicators, but 1 to 2 is a solid start as well. Okay. And number 5, schedule strategic time. Dedicate uninterrupted time every week to focus on the strategic work, such as the big picture planning or high impact tasks. The action here is to block out 2 to 3 hours weekly as focus time for critical, non-urgent work. Okay, just gotta have time to think about things. So now beyond business, moving into personal applications, you might consider doing this in your personal life too, because business is just a portion of our day and our week and our month. It's not our entire lives, or it shouldn't be, in my opinion. So personal applications could also work the same way for, let's say, improving health or fitness, or like I said earlier, learning a new skill, guitar, writing that novel, your screenplay, whatever it may be. You can do the same thing here as well. But you got to have a plan, you got to track it, you got to document it, and hold yourself accountable to it. And this helps, okay? So again, to kind of going through the 5 steps here, and I recommend the book. We'll get to that in a second here, but think in 12-week cycles, create the weekly plan, measure that progress weekly, focus on lead and lag indicators, but really the lead indicators are the key. Focus on those because the lag will be the result of the lead. That makes more sense now that I say it out loud a second or third time. And schedule strategic time. Okay, so wrapping up here real quick, I challenge you, try it. You have time. It can start whenever. You don't need to start on the first of the year. You don't need to start, you can start mid-month. It doesn't really matter when you start, but try 12 weeks. Just map it out. There are tons of templates out online. The book is on Amazon. I'll put a link to that in the show notes. If you want to use my link, I get like 12 cents. But there are a ton of free templates out there. I have one. If you really want to see the one I'm going to use, let me know. I'll shoot you a link to that as well. And I encourage you, to truly take this 2025 year and make bold, strong forward movement in your goals. I think we can do this as a community as well, because at the end of the day, all we have is time and community and relationships. Yeah, sure. It seems a little deep for the first episode of the year, but there we go. All right. So let me know if you want more information on this. And if you want to share information, how it's going for you, let me know that as well. Maybe bring you on the episode, on the podcast, and we'll interview you and talk to you about it as well. All right. Moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip, it's a website. It's called Ridereply. It's just launched by one of my favorite people, Marcus Burnett. He's the guy behind the WP.world. It enables secure and private communication between drivers through license plate numbers. It's really cool. It's free, by the way, totally secure, really cool. I love this so much, and I was so bummed that I didn't think of it. But Marcus is awesome. He is my brother from another mother as far as ideation and just side hustles and just little things. Anyway, check it over at ridereply.com. Sign up. It's free, and have a good time with that. You'll see what it does. It's pretty neat. All right, that's it for this week. If you have any questions, go ahead and send it in via email. Adam at KitchensinkWP.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show by becoming a Patreon, that'd be awesome. You can do that. You can also sponsor the show. You can buy me a coffee. The sponsorship, just fill out the form, and I'll get back to you. All right, thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, bye-bye.